Meji YouTube video K Lia Oper Jo Tum Ny Story Lik KDHS K Oper Time N Strong Hook Lik K Do. Hook Jandar. Suspenseful our curiosity Sai Barpor Hona Chaye K Mary Veur Engage Ho JN our video Ko NTK Dekina True Friend. The rain fell in heavy sheets, drenching the narrow alley. I shivered, pulling my jacket tighter around me. The streetlights flickered, casting long shadows that danced across the wet pavement. Every step I took echoed in the empty street, and my heart raced. I heard a soft, unexpected voice calling my name from behind. I spun around, but no one was there. The wind carried a strange, metallic scent that made my stomach twist. I felt the hairs on my neck stand up as a sudden chill ran through me. Something in the shadows moved just beyond the edge of the light. I strained to see, but my eyes refused to focus. A laugh, low and unfamiliar, cut through the night air. My pulse hammered in my ears as I realized I was not alone. Then I felt a hand on my shoulder. I froze, unable to turn or speak. The grip was firm, almost too warm for the cold night. Slowly, I turned to face the figure, expecting danger. But it was him, my closest friend. His smile was calm, reassuring, yet there was something in his eyes that made my stomach sink. He whispered something I could not understand, and the shadows seemed to stretch and twist around us. The streetlights flickered again, and suddenly the alley felt smaller, tighter, as if the walls were closing in. I stepped back, my mind racing, sensing a secret I was not meant to uncover. Then he tilted his head, his expression unreadable, and I felt the first real surge of fear in my life. He leaned closer, and I could feel his breath against my ear, warm but carrying a faint, bitter tang. I wanted to speak, to ask what he was doing here, but my voice refused to form words. The shadows around us seemed to ripple, as though alive, bending in unnatural ways. I noticed the puddles at our feet reflecting not the world around us, but something darker, deeper. Shapes moved in the water, faces I could not recognize, twisting in silent screams. I blinked, and they vanished, leaving only the murky reflection of the dim streetlight. My friend's eyes remained fixed on mine, unblinking, almost too steady. I wanted to take a step back, but my feet felt rooted to the wet cobblestones. The rain had slowed to a drizzle, leaving the alley smelling of damp stone and rust, a scent that clung to my lungs. A sudden noise made me flinch, a door creaking in the distance, though all the buildings were abandoned. I tilted my head, trying to locate it, and my stomach sank. The sound had come from inside the wall itself, a hollow, groaning shift of brick and mortar. I could feel the vibration through the soles of my shoes, as if the very ground beneath me were alive. My friend's hand tightened on my shoulder just slightly, enough to remind me he was there, yet I felt no comfort. I forced my eyes to scan the alley again, and the shadows seemed to pulse, breathing with a rhythm of their own. It was then I realized the alley had changed. The entrance I had come through was gone, replaced by a brick wall slick with rain. Panic surged through me, hot and suffocating, and I spun toward the only other exit. It too had disappeared. I was trapped. A low hum began to fill the air, subtle at first, barely noticeable over the patter of raindrops. Then it grew, vibrating in my chest, resonating through my bones. I clutched my ears, but it only grew louder, mingling with the dripping water, the distant creak of doors, and the whisper of my friend's presence. "Do you hear it?" His voice was calm, almost gentle. I nodded, though I was not sure he could see my expression. The hum shifted into something like voices. Overlapping, whispering words I could not understand. They sounded urgent, pleading, mocking. I turned again, searching for the source, but the alley seemed endless, stretching beyond the edge of sight. The air grew thick, almost tangible, pressing against my skin like invisible hands. I stumbled back and felt my shoulder brush against something soft, wet, and sticky. I looked down. There was a smear of something dark on the wall, glistening in the dim light. My stomach twisted, bile rising, as the faint scent of iron reached my nose. I wanted to scream, but the sound stuck in my throat, strangled by fear. Then my friend laughed, not the warm, familiar laugh I knew, but something hollow, chilling, echoing unnaturally through the confined space.